and surely an inspiration for the likes of Matteo Marulanda.
Here we have then the starting grid. Who else is Carlos Cano leading from pole? He's going to be on the front row alongside Borg and Bujosa. On row 2, Longarella, Ramadipa and Marulanda. On row 3, Lucas, Karpushin and Gabarini. Behind them on row 4, we've got Tines from Venezuela, then Perez and Gutierrez. Row 5, Kratchokwil, Da Costa and Tamburini. Row 6, Miroslavov, Borelli and Bobagallo. Behind them on row 7, Dakigan, Nativi and San Juan. On row 8, Rodriguez, Enriquez and Frelson. And row 9, Vaya, you know the name very well I'm sure, Rostagni and Van Krugten. Behind them on row 10, it's Boxberger, Almeida and Sanchez at the back of the grid.
Here we go then for a lap of the circuit before we get down to business. 4.1 kilometers in length, this Circuito do Estoril in the north of Portugal. Windy conditions out there, as you can see, the leaves blowing on the trees. It's going to be very, very difficult to navigate the tricky turns and the technical flowing corners of the Autodromo do Estoril, but an opportunity to prove you are belonging on this stage on the road to MotoGP program for these European Talent Cup riders.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. As you just mentioned earlier, the weather is going to be very difficult for these young riders to navigate. We've seen there two distinct images. We had a bit of sun there on one side, and then on the other, looming, menacing clouds, if anything, on the hills over that forest in these beautiful hills of Estoril. So we'll have to see how they get to grips with it. Yeah.
Menacing, probably the word, because we do have, of course, plenty more racing. This is the first of 2 European Talent Cup races. We have 2 Moto2 races coming up, the JuniorGP race, of course, and the Stock European Championship to close out the day. But hopefully the sun is sticking around. Big day ahead, hopefully. Anyways, let's hope for the sake. Let's take it day by day. Let's not try to jinx anything here, Connor. European Talent Cup, let's focus on race number 1. And as you can see, it is starting to clear up just ever so slightly, but we have seen this across the weekend that a torrential shower of rain could just appear at any moment. So here's hoping we get around safely and cleanly, but for some good hard racing as we come through S's section. That's 11 through 12, and then the Parabolica Ayrton Senna comes up after this. We'll see it now in the next shot. But that reverse chicane has caught so many riders out at this level. Not just ETC, JuniorGP, Stock, Moto2. I've seen it through the years. I've had the pleasure of being here for a number of years now. And that is one of the more difficult parts. You're going uphill, swinging to the right with a sharp left turn before switching it back towards the right. So in these conditions, you need to be careful, but you need to be smart as we come back up onto the home straight. All eyes then on the number 1, Carlos Cano, starting from pole position. The only rider into the 146s in qualifying on Saturday. He has definitely got the pace to blaze a trail here. He's part of the UAX 72 Artbox team, which of course is headed up by former 125cc world champion Emilio Alzamora, who is well known around motorcycle world championship paddocks. He is the head of this team, and what a job he is doing. We'll see more of his riders in later races, but now all eyes on Cano, Borg and Bujosa at the front of the race as the revs rise. A cacophony of sound here in Estoril with the engine. It's a brilliant start from the line from Cano. Not so great for Borg as Bujosa slips into second position, but Cano, that is perfection in Portugal for the start of race 1. Lights out. Indeed, here comes Bujosa. He's going to try a little move up the inside. It's maybe not so perfect for Cano. Brilliant from Bujosa. Dream start for the young Spaniard, Connor.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful from Bujosa. He really took advantage of that. And we've got a rider down here as well. It's the number 42 who's crashed out as well. That's so unfortunate. What a start there. We're looking down to see exactly what happened there.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Julius Frelson, one of the MLAV riders, is out. I'm not sure who. I think it was with Anton Nativi, was the other rider he collided with. we'll have to take a look. But focusing back on the front of the race, the number 69 of Fernando Bujosa, AC Racing Team. He's already opened up a near 1/10 gap. Indeed, he's over 1/10. He's got Cano breathing down his neck as we look into the battle for third position here. Travis Borg holding on to third. Kiandra Ramadipa then on his tail. So, great start for Bujosa. Good start for Cano. Perhaps not the start he wanted, out not getting the whole shot, but good nonetheless. He's very much in the fight here and away cleanly as the front two open up now a 9/10 gap to third place. So let's see, Bujosa looks like he might be trying to pull the pin here early. Has Cano got the pace to go with him? As Ramadipa has a little look up the inside coming into the S section, but doesn't quite get there on Travis Borg.
Yeah, Borg, Ramadipa, Longarella, this group behind the leading two are really going to have to try and keep up as they set the pace. We've seen from Cano before that he doesn't need to be leading a race to win it, not at this stage. I mean, from the back of the grid, he can still get to P6, but here we do have a crash. It's Antoine Nativi who's gone down, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I think Nativi was caught up in that opening corner incident. It looks like he may have had to remount. We'll get a proper look at it here as we see Bujosa at the front moves into the lead, but we're looking towards the back of the pack here, and just two riders colliding of Nativi and Julius Frelsen. Very unfortunate for the duo. It's hard to see now who's at fault there or what
Someone
actually
seems to have
instigated
lost
it. It's
something
just
as
at
well.
the back of the picture. But let's focus back on the victory fight here. Bujosa with a lead now out to 0.3 of a second over the pre-race favourite Carlos Cano. Then it's Travis Borg and Kiandra Ramadipa. Alvaro Lucas there on the CF Moto machine, having a little look up the inside of the number 45, Alex Longarella, but not quite close enough just yet. And then it is Eduardo Gutierrez in 7th. Matias Tamburini, Remy George San Juan and Christian Borelli are your top 10 for the moment. However, you would have to say that San Juan and Tamburini are just a little bit off the pace as of yet. There's about a second between 7th and 8th position at the moment. So, victory fight sees Bujosa versus Cano, 1 second between them as well. Bujosa is very much pulling the pin here, but of course we do have another 14 laps remaining, 13 and a half laps perhaps, better said. So Connor, who's your money on here in the early stages?
Oh, well, you know me, I'm not a betting man, but it's impossible to say. Just another look there at what happened.
Yeah, that's Nativi who's crashing. Oh, it's David Da Costa, excuse me. Yeah, so it's both Nativi and Da Costa in trouble in the opening stages here. Nativi has indeed rejoined and still running in the race, the number 9, but it's David Da Costa, the other French rider, and wow, he looks in quite a bit of pain, so let's hope it's just precautionary, taking his time, and he's a little bit winded, and it's nothing too major.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. I mean, that's the most important thing.
We have a rider hanging off there. It's Alvaro Lucas, who was hanging off his bike, and he's clearly lost some drive. Coming out of the final corner, Parabolica Ayrton Senna, and now he's in a drag race to hold on to 6th position against Eduardo Gutierrez, or indeed Alex Longarella, I should say. So up front, we see Bujosa still leading ahead of Cano. We're watching the battle for third right now. Ramadipa has moved in 3rd position at the expense of Travis Borg, with Longarella, Gutierrez and Lucas following behind.
Yeah, absolutely sensational from Bujosa there. Longarella also doing very well. New best race lap there at 2:02.006. Absolutely fantastic from Longarella. He had been putting best sector times in Sector 2. So it'll be interesting to see exactly where he's making up all this time, but looking very, very strong. He's only got a few rides ahead of him. He's still very much in podium contention here in Estoril.
Yeah, a long way to go in this one yet. Uncharacteristically non-ATC, you would have to say, the opening laps of this. We're used to seeing the elbows out and a bunch of riders battling for the lead up front, but Bujosa got the absolute dream start from 3rd on the front row at lights out, and now he's got over 1 second between himself and Cano. Cano, though, is he just biding his time? Is he showing and proving his little bit of racecraft? This season is long. There are 2 races on today, of course, so double the point. He doesn't want to maybe risk too much in these conditions. It's very easy for it to go wrong, as we have seen already many times today and through the year. So Perhaps Cano, maybe he won't be pushing as much. He's thinking he wants to be a back-to-back European Talent Cup champion before moving on. Maybe he's just perhaps a little bit happier to settle for the points than pushing for the win, showing a little bit of maturity. But with 13 laps to go, just over 12 laps to go, I should say, as they come around the Parabolica Ayrton Senna, we lose another rider. Matthias Rostagni is now out of this race. So that is the 5th rider by my count that has crashed today.
Yeah, he's gone down at turn 7. Let's take another look at that then. Ooh.
Yeah, that just snapped back on him. Rostagni, nothing but a passenger there. Well, thankfully he is okay. He's looking around for answers, wondering what happened there.
I mean, it's just the frustration, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's just the conditions can snap. That's what we're saying. Why Cano perhaps just taking a little bit easier today. Doesn't want to overly push it, take too many risks. As we have a little bit of movement between Ramadipa and he's out of the seat momentarily, the number 32 Ramadipa. But Travis Borg's slide continues down. He's now riding in 5th place. So here we see Cano, the number 45 of Alex Longarella, sitting in 3rd position. Kianda Ramadipa in 4th. Travis Borg in 5th. And all the way out in front, it's Fernando Bujosa. Bujosa then has not won a race in the European Talent Cup as of yet. We did mention earlier he has one podium. That came here last year in 2024. So he does like Estoril, and he's about to love it a whole lot more if he can maintain this lead. Now Cano's got some problems coming from behind. Longarella eyeing a move up the inside as we come through 3rd sector. Will Longarella be close enough to chance anything? He won't do it here. He won't. Will he have it here at the reverse corkscrew? Not quite close enough.
To make it stick just there, but this is fantastic from Longarella. He's really putting the pressure on Cano, and it's very rare for us at this level to see Cano having to defend. He's usually so aggressive. He's attacking. And what you were saying earlier about the way he might be approaching this, because he doesn't necessarily need to win here. He just needs to make sure he stays on that bike, finishes the race, gets the points he needs to keep going. Well, maybe that's exactly what Emilio Altamoris has been telling him. You need to be more mature, you need to take it race by race. And if Cano doesn't push when he doesn't need to, well, that could work in his favour and mean that he finishes every race this season.
Yeah, consistency is key, and we've seen that across all levels in recent years of just riders. Sometimes they need to settle and take the points. Cano, he's riding in 2nd position. By no means is this a bad result, with another race to come and a lot more points on offer across the course of the season in 2025 as turn 8 sees Jonata Barabagallo go down. We'll take a look at that shortly. But looking back towards Cano, as you said, yeah, consistency is key, and this is probably what most of the top teams on the World Championship stage will be looking for. As we have a little look at what went wrong for Barabagallo. Oh, he does the splits upon landing there. That is a nasty, nasty crash. It's
not going to feel nice, is it at all?
No, I can feel that one up here in the commentary box. So, back out front. Hopefully Barabagallo is unscathed from that one, and it just looks worse than it is. Here we go then. Alex Longarella sees his opportunity to move into 2nd position, and he duly obliges. Cano moves into 3rd, drops into 3rd at the expense of his compatriot Alex Longarella, the Snipers IGAX team rider, putting on a display here. Again, his best result in the ETC came here in Estoril P4 last season. It's about to get a whole lot better for Longarella, who's now on for a maiden European Talent Cup podium. So we could have a maiden winner, a maiden podium finisher, and a world champion in 3rd. However, I would say Cano needs to just have a little bit, if he is having a cautious race and settling for the points, he won't want to fall too far down the pecking order, particularly with Kianda Ramadipa and Travis Borg applying the pressure behind them. Let's just take a little look at the timing screens as they come across. So Bujosa, he's out to 4-second lead. He's in the country mile. He has cleared off, and this is now his race to lose. And 10 laps remaining. So Bujosa records a 2:01.107 last lap. It's a 3:62 this time. Fastest rider that time around was Bujosa at 3:62. Only 2 riders in the 2:01s. Longarella, the other one, he's in the high 2:01s, 8:64. Cano at 2:02.333. Just watching the times behind him, Borg and Gutierrez are matching that pace. Ramadipa has actually dropped into 6th position. I've missed that one, but yeah, so the fastest 3 riders on track are the top 3 in the standings. Cano, Borg, Gutierrez, Ramadipa all going in and around the same time. Ramadipa, though, did have a mistake last time around. He's got a 2:07.653.
Yeah, mistake's going to be what proves costly here for any rider, whether it's Bujosa, whether it's Longarella, or whether it's Cano in 3rd. Travis Borg's been really impressive as well. Let's not forget about him. I mean, he finished, what was it, P16 last time we were here at the end of last season in 2024. This time around, he's already running in 4th. I mean, the podium's not too far away for him, so absolutely fantastic work from the Grid MLAV Racing team as we look at this battle for 2nd, which is proving absolutely incredible. Such a battle between these two. Carlos Cano is really struggling against Alex Longarella's aggression, I think is the word, despite the conditions.
Yeah, long way to still go in this one. You don't want to overdo it in the early stages. As we're keeping an eye on the number 46 of Alvaro Lucas, who has dropped down the pecking order. Let's see if we're going to get a look at what happened here. He just runs it wide. Well, in that mid-pack battle around 7th, 8th for some decent point scoring positions for the rookie, but that's unfortunate. So, back out front then, Bujosa in a world of his own. He's about to set a 2:01.663 as he crosses the start finish line once again. He's maintaining a brilliant 2:01 pace. Just behind him though, Longarella and Cano slightly quicker, and Cano now has an opportunity to move back into 2nd place. And indeed he does. It's off screen as we keep seeing the mid-pack battle coming through here. The number 7 of Christian Borelli leading this one. Remy San Juan in 8th, Matias Tamburini, Mikey Lou Sanchez. Brilliant stuff from Mikey Lou Sanchez, the American Endeavour rider. He came through the last chance race and started at the back of the grid. And now look at him inside the top 10. So he's on for good points upon debut. Well, not quite debut, but debut with the Endeavour Racing team, I should say.
Absolutely, and we just saw there as well that Eduardo Gutierrez did overtake Travis Borg, who's now dropped down to 5th. That'll be frustrating for him, but very, very good from Gutierrez.
Yeah, as we can see then, Cano has retaken 2nd place ahead of Alex Longarella, and that is the battle for 4th position here. Eduardo Gutierrez and Travis Borg, the duo here battling for good point scoring positions. 2 rookies in there. Well, of course it's not the debut for Borg, the Maltese rider. He picked up a P15 here in Estoril upon debut at the season finale, but it's his first season as a full-time rider in the European Talent Cup grid for the Grid MLAV team. Here we go then. Where did Cano make the move happen? Down the front straight, of course. 1 kilometer slipstream here is going to be absolutely pivotal. Brilliant stuff. Takes it up on the right hand side, pins a move just into turn 1. Cano back into 2nd place, and in fact he's actually opened up a little bit of a gap now over Longarella. So the UAX 72 Artbox rider is back in P2. 20 points on the offering for him. 9 laps to go. He's 3.7 seconds behind Fernando Bujosa. Perhaps just too late. I think Bujosa has managed to open up a significant gap, but this is the beauty of the European Talent Cup, Connor. You just never know what's going to happen.
No, that was absolutely incredible from Carlos Cano. I mean, at 2 minutes 7.47 there. I mean, that's absolutely sensational. That's so much faster than anywhere else we've seen so far. Maybe he's just decided, right, that's it. I'm clicking and I'm going. He's got a lot of ground to make up, but I mean, that gap was so visible immediately between Longarella and Carlos Cano. So maybe Cano's decided, right, well, now's time.
Yeah, what do we know, eh? Saying he's going to take it nice and easy. Maybe he was just timing his move. As conditions do seem to be drying up, I'm looking outside the commentary box here. I can see dry lines appearing across the track on the front straight. So perhaps he's taking advantage of that. A 2-minute flat, 0.747 from Carlos Cano. By far the fastest lap we have seen today. Let's keep an eye on the gap then between Cano and Bujosa. It was over 4 seconds at one point. It's 3.7 now. So with what, 7.5 laps to go, can Cano reel in your race leader? Bujosa then out front. He's got the number 26 of Alberto Enriquez here as well, who looks to be just cruising around and looking for pit lane on an outlap, but smartly getting out of the way of the race leader and the riders, having a little look over the shoulder to see where the riders are behind him as he takes the wider line to allow everyone through.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's doing what he needs to be doing there. I mean, it'll be very frustrating for him at the back of this race, but the pace has just been incredible given the conditions from Bujosa, from Cano, from Longarella, who've all been setting incredible times. Cano now setting the fastest lap. I mean, that gap is coming down. He's got just under 8 laps to do it in. Whether it's possible or not, I'm not going to rule out Carlos Cano ever, I think.
He is such a wonderful talent and a joy to watch. So let's see what he's setting this time around as he comes across the start-finish line. Bujosa finds a flat 2, but Cano goes even quicker yet, a 2 minutes flat, 0.390. So what did he have there? About 2/10, a tenth and a half over Bujosa. He will need to find a little bit more, but it's a new best race lap from Cano. But can he catch Bujosa? The gap is down to 3.2 seconds, Connor.
Yeah, but
sound the Jaws music.
I think we're still too far away to sound the Jaws music, Chris, but the difference between these two lap times is marginal. I mean, it's such a small gap. I mean, such talent on display here, such incredible laps being put together by both Bujosa and Cano, and now we can see them both in the same shot there.
He's
And
taken
who's
another
not far
10th out of
behind,
him.
Alex Longarella.
Yeah, as we wax lyrical about Cano, Alex Longarella has found some brilliant pace here at the midway stage of the European Talent Cup race here in Estoril,
Yeah,
the
look at that
opening of the
sector
day.
time.
A 2-minute flat as well. The only 3 riders to hit a flat 2 minutes are the top 3. 0.497 for Longarella, so not quite as quick as Cano, but certainly quicker than Bujosa out front. So let's have a look at the sector times as Connor points out, and he is the fastest rider on track on this lap. As we see Mateo Marulanda, the Colombian pit. So, not the ideal outing for race 1 from Marulanda, but we will see him later in the day, the Estrella Galicia 0-0 rider. But all eyes on the battle for the top 3. Longarella, by far the fastest rider on track at 23.8 in Sector 1, at 29.6 in Sector 2, 27.8 in Sector 3. Neither Bujosa or Cano have got that pace, so let's see what he sets around Sector 4 and what the difference is between him and Cano. Currently stands at about 0.6 of a second. Will he bring it in a little bit closer? We'll tell you momentarily.
I think it'll have to be what you mentioned earlier, because with everything just drying off, because Longarella had been fantastic through sectors 1 and 2.
A 159.3 from Longarella. Now the pace is very much heating up here. We're lapping 4 seconds quicker per lap since the start of the race. A new best race lap, and as you can see here, Longarella is now hunting Carlos Cano.
Now we can have it. Now we can have that music.
Sound the Jaws music, we said, for Carlos Cano, but now it's for Alex Longarella.
But
He is
who
hunting
the
down that
bells?
first ever podium. He's in P3, but will he make it even better? Doubly as sweet and get to that P2. He's got he is swarming all over the rear tyre of Carlos Cano. Where will this move come, Connor?
Well, you'd have to say it could come at corner 6 coming up. I mean, he's lining it up. Whether he's
Here
able
we
to
go.
do it, I mean, is he going to be able to make it? He's just a bit too far off there. And Cano, obviously a very talented rider who's learned his trade defensively as well as offensively, and he's just managed to hold him off there for the time being. But it feels a bit like a matter of time now.
Yeah, for sure. So we're focused on the battle for second place between Cano and Longarella, but it must be said, both riders were into the 159s last time round. Carlos Cano in the high 159s, Longarella in the low 159s, but Bujosa still hasn't broken into the 159s just yet, so it'll be interesting to see. Oh, well, that's very disappointing for Mikey Lou Sanchez. Having come through the last chance race, he was battling inside the top 10 from the back of the grid. A great opportunity for some points. So keep an eye on him here, and that just snaps under him early. He did not know much about that, unfortunately.
No, very unfortunate. And I would have kind of thought as well that maybe coming through the last chance race could provide a bit of extra experience over those opening laps that you get to do, but it just hasn't worked out for him today. He's got another chance though, and that's what we need to be focusing on.
Yeah, a reminder that this is a wet race, but the conditions are drying, so that is going to be playing some havoc on the riders. We've already seen, I think, 6, 7 riders go down, and with 5 laps remaining. So let's take a look here. We look at Keandra Ramadipa, Travis Borg and Eduardo Gutierrez in the battle for 4th position. It is Ramadipa who holds the advantage, the ATC graduate. Travis Borg started on the front row, but it looks like he won't be close enough to make any move, with Edu Gutierrez just hanging there. Borg looks to have just run slightly wide there, but no issues at all. Now, back out front, Connor, if you can see Fernando Bujosa and Carlos Cano's name on the timing screen, the gap is down to 2.5 seconds. Scratch that. 2.2 seconds. They are gaining. Bujosa did break into the 159s last time around, and he matched Carlos Cano's pace pretty much pound for pound last time around, all 3. But now, in this one, we can see that Cano has very much got the advantage. He had 0.3 of a second to spare over the race leader in Sector 1, and another 0.3 of a second to spare in Sector 2. It's down to 1/10 of a second, but he is still gaining. So 2 seconds separating the top 2. This one is far from done.
Far from done, Chris, and the battle for 3rd is also, well, it's going to be difficult for Ramadipa and Borg and Gutierrez to catch up, but
Cano is down! Cano is down! Well, he was just pushing the front end of that too much, wasn't he, Connor? He was setting a brilliant pace in these tricky conditions, and we were waxing lyrical about him, about his racecraft and settling in for the points. It looks like now he is going to go home from this one empty-handed. Well, from race 1, the pole sitter is down and out.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate for Carlos Cano. He just tries to get that bike away from the asphalt there and the race. I mean, he'd been bringing that gap down so quickly over the last couple of laps, and maybe just pushed it too hard, and that's what's seen him hit the gravel.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what knock-on effect this has. Bujosa, of course, behind him won't know what happened. Alex Longarella, of course, will. Will Longarella, well, he said a 1:59.204 last time around. Will he just ease off the pace ever so slightly? There's 2.6 seconds between him and the race leader, Bujosa, as we take a look at what happened to Cano here. And again, just falling victim to the conditions there. Losing the rear, and it whips around on him, and again, helpless. He up quickly, and thankfully looks okay. But not the ideal situation. He's down and out of race 1, the reigning European Talent Cup champion. So what that means, Bujosa now holds a 2.2 second advantage over Alex Longarella. Longarella chasing a first podium. Will he continue his pursuit of Bujosa with 4 laps to go? It might just be a little bit out of reach with time running out. And then behind, what that means is a new battle for 3rd position unfolds. Travis Borg, Keandra Ramadipa and Eduardo Gutierrez are all close on pack, but it is MLab Racing's Travis Borg who currently rides in 3rd position.
Yeah, Borg was trailing Ramadipa for a lap or 2 there, and he just was waiting to make his move, and he's made it really just while Cano's gone down, so we haven't been able to see it. I don't know if we could be able to see a replay of that, but Borg was doing so well right on the back of Ramadipa's bike, and he's timed his move perfectly, because now that moves him into P3 and to a position on the rostrum if things stay as they are.
Yeah, long way to go yet though in that battle for P3. We've got Borg, Ramadipa and Gutierrez all involved. Gutierrez looks to have fallen off the pace though of the front 2 in that battle. So it's between Borg and Ramadipa by the looks of things for that final podium place. Fernando Bujosa though putting in the ride of his life to date. A 1:58.690 though from Alex Longarella. He is not easing off the pressure here at all. Still 2 second advantage between them, but he's almost a second quicker last time around than Bujosa, so maybe the victory fight is not done yet. Longarella had 1 second in his back pocket over Bujosa on that last lap. He's got 0.3 in his pocket now over the race leader in Sector 1. Let's keep an eye on the timing screens, because Longarella, the number 45, is hunting the number 69 of Bujosa down. He has another 3/10 to spare coming through sector 2. So the victory fight is far from over. The podium fight is far from over.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's absolutely incredible from Longarella. And then this battle here between Ramadipa and Travis Borg is absolutely incredible as well. I mean, now it means so much. A place on that podium. Borg's now in P4. Ramadipa's moved into P3. That battle is far from over as well. It's so difficult to call this one.
Yeah, Ramadipa has the advantage in this one, the number 32. It would be a brilliant result for either of these riders to end up on the podium. Borg, Ramadipa, new to the class, but with plenty of experience coming through feeder programs towards the Junior GP World Championship and the European Talent Cup. All eyes on this battle for the moment. Will Borg find a move coming through the SS section? Will he wait for the back straight to get the slipstream into turn 1? Well, the number 92 is swarming all over Ramadipa, the young Maltese rider. Has he got an opportunity here to fire it up the inside? He's going to get into the slipstream here of Ramadipa.
Yeah, it looks like that's what his technique is going to be. I mean, you've got to be so clever here. Little moment there almost for Ramadipa there, just ahead. Can Borg make this slipstream count? He's coming right behind. He's right on the back of that Honda machine.
Go, go, say the Level Up MTA team. Let's ride with the battle for third position between Kiandra Ramadipa and Travis Borg. Borg cannot make it stick or cannot get close enough to get through. Ramadipa has a look over the left shoulder. Eyes in front, Kiandra, eyes in front. Don't worry about what's behind you. Keep your pace going, but here comes
the move.
Here it comes for third position. He's looking over. Why are you looking over the shoulder?
I mean, it's not the right thing to be doing there. I mean, that's inexperience at this level. Neither of these riders really has done much in the ETC, of course. I mean, just Borg, that one race last year, and now, oh, that's so frustrating for Ramadipa. Why did he look behind? But Borg's taken full advantage and now is creating a gap with the rider from the Honda
Ramadipa is going to throw it up the inside here. He was shaking from side to side. We saw his head shaking too, but it's a block pass on Travis Borg coming around turn 6, the hairpin. Brilliant stuff from Ramadipa. This battle has got legs. Just a reminder then, if you look at your timing screens, Bujosa and Longarella, the gap is down to 1 second. And again, he had 0.6 of a second last time around Longarella. His charge might come just a little bit too late, but let's keep an eye on the battle for P3 here. Who's going to take it, Connor? It's Travis Borg, Kiandra Ramadipa. A maiden podium place in the offing for both of these riders. What a start to their campaign it would be.
I mean, it's either or at this point. It could go either way, both fantastic riders. And this is ETC at its very best. It's one of those races where you wish you had 2 screens and you could be watching what's happening at P1 and what's happening as well in this battle for second, because this is sensational here in Estoril.
The last lap of the opening European Talent Cup race of 2025 is underway. Fernando Bujosa is leading Alex Longarella. 1.5 seconds now between the duo. But the battle for third position is far from decided. Here we go, the number 92 and the number 32. It's
who's ahead there? Who's ahead there?
It's Ramadipa who has the advantage, but not for long. It's Travis Borg who fires it up the inside at turn 1.
Oh, the Maltese Falcon, that's amazing.
Oh, brilliant stuff. It's absolute edge of your seat stuff here. Travis Borg started on the front row, dropped down into 5th position into a battle for 6th. A crash for Carlos Cano, who was riding in 2nd. Opened up the podium battle, blew it wide open. Bujosa looks like he probably just has a little bit to spare over Longarella. His charge has come just a bit too late, but a brilliant ride nonetheless from Longarella. Let's see, there might still be legs in this one. He's got 2/10 over him, but Bujosa and Longarella go wheel for wheel and match each other in sector 2. So, what about the battle for the podium? Travis Borg holds the advantage as we come around turn 6 and we're into the 3rd sector. Through the reverse corkscrew we go then. Bujosa just has 2 corners remaining and he creates his own little bit of history. Bujosa then navigates the final left-hander with ease around Parabolica Ayrton Senna we go. The iconic final corner of Estoril. And Fernando Bujosa just needs to navigate it, keep it clean, keep it tidy, and he will become a European Talent Cup winner. He is a European Talent Cup winner for the first time. Alex Longarella on the podium for the first time, and third place goes to Travis Borg. I think that's not over. Oh, Borg has gone wide.
What has happened there?
Disaster at the final corner for Travis Borg. Oh, but brilliant.
You can look behind now.
Is another man's treasure. Number 32, Kiandra Ramadipa, takes third place in the most dramatic of circumstances and the European Talent Cup race here in Estoril. Look what that means to Ramadipa. Brilliant stuff, Connor. Drama, as always, to the final corner here in Estoril.
That was absolutely sensational from Ramadipa. I mean, he's capitalised on an error there from Travis Borg. I'd love to know exactly what happened there if we could see a replay. I mean, we won't at this point, I don't think. But it was just such a crucial moment, the last corner of the last lap. It's drama from start to finish in the ETC, and we've seen it once again here to get things underway in Estoril in 2025. There is our race winner, Fernando Bujosa. He can't believe it, hands on his helmet. He's done it. He made P3 last year. This time, he's gone 2 better. He's top of the rostrum. Fernando Bujosa for AC Racing Team.
Sensational result for Bujosa. Did you see that one coming, Connor? Carlos Cano on pole, Carlos Cano top of every session, Carlos Cano DNF.
I do believe that at the beginning of this race, I said I would never in my life bet against Carlos Cano, and I've been, well, made to look a fool, Chris, I think is the word.
The commentator's curse strikes
You called
once
it,
again.
you called it, you did.
Well,
Carlos,
what
I'm
a
sorry.
race, eh? What a race that was. Fernando Bujosa takes his maiden win. Alex Longarella takes his maiden podium, as does Kiandra Ramadipa, the Indonesian rider. Plenty to celebrate for Indonesia today. Oh, breathless stuff. And the European Talent Cup once again delivers. So a deserving lap of honour for these riders as they wheel it around, and we'll see them momentarily coming into pit lane. We'll hear from Fernando himself, the race winner of AC Racing Team. Connor making his way downstairs as we speak. Pop a wheelie, and what a wheelie it is as they split into pit lane. The number 69, Bujosa. What a day this is for him. He will never forget. First victory in the European Talent Cup, and with another race to come today, a huge boost to his confidence. Just listening into the celebrations then, it must be said, it's an absolutely stunning performance from AC Racing Team and their rider Fernando Bujosa. We were waxing lyrical about Carlos Cano, the reigning champion, the 2024 star who is returning to the ETC in 2025. Started on pole position, but Bujosa led this race from start to finish, got the perfect launch from the line. As we see celebrations with the Snipers team with Alex Longarella, but Bujosa got the dream launch and opened up a 4-second advantage over Cano. The pace began to heat up then at the halfway point. Longarella and Cano chasing down Bujosa, but Cano crashing out. Longarella, his charge came just a little bit too late as he settled for P2 and 20 pivotal championship points. High fives all around then for Fernando Bujosa, your opening race winner of the 2025 season, and 25 big points for Fernando. So celebrations in full flow down in Parc Fermé. Connor has made his way down there. Big celebrations here as well for Kiandra Ramadipa, the Honda Asia Dream Racing Junior Team rider. Takes a podium starting on the second row. Today he fought his way, profited from a late crash for Carlos Cano to move onto the podium. Travis Borg looked to have it wrapped up, but an error at the final corner, handing a first podium to the Indonesian rider. So a quick look then at how the race unfolded. This was lights out. Fernando Bujosa, the number 69, getting the advantage over Carlos Cano and the whole shot into turn one. As you can see, he opened up a big gap over Cano. Cano having a big moment and unfortunately couldn't save it, going down and seeing him cough up at least, or well, it could have been 25, was 20, it could have been worse. Oh, and this is what happened to Travis Borg. He high-sided at the final corner, managed to save it quite brilliantly. He's come home in 5th position, but it could have been so much better. A P3, that is so unfortunate for the Maltese rider. But Fernando Bujosa, it's his morning here in the European Talent Cup. Race 1 winner, and he is speaking with Connor.
That's right, I'm here with Fernando Bujosa. A tremendously emotional moment for you. You were absolutely incredible today. How does it feel to be an ETC winner?
Yeah, this is incredible, it's amazing. I work a lot for being here. No, nothing to say, incredible, special moment. Obviously, say thanks for my team, incredible job, incredible precision. Obviously, I want to say happy birthday for my mother and happy day for my father. And no, this is amazing. I don't have many words to say. Obviously, my trainer, Tony Adrover, he's worked with me all the day for being here. And now, say thanks to ACE Racing Team, incredible team, and say thanks to all the people who can support me. Yeah.
Okay, and now in Spanish, please.
Hemos trabajado muy duro para llegar a este momento. Estoy súper feliz. Quiero decir gracias a mi equipo que ha trabajado increíble toda esta pretemporada. Es el cumpleaños de mi padre, le quiero decir felicidades, y mi madre porque es el Día de la Madre aquí en España. Y mi entrenador, que desde pequeño estamos trabajando duro para llegar aquí. Y nada, un momento muy especial para mí y muchas gracias a todo el mundo que me apoya.
Congratulations.
Clearly emotional 15-year-old Fernando Bujosa after his maiden victory in the European Talent Cup, and what a race it was and what a well-deserved win it was for the AC Racing Team rider. But this is how Fernando Bujosa took his maiden European Talent Cup win. It was Carlos Cano who started on pole position, but that didn't matter to Bujosa. He got the whole shot, diving up the inside of the reigning champion at turn one. There was some early drama a little bit further back with Julius Frelsen and Anton Nativi crashing out at the opening corner. David da Costa also went down in the early stages, a big crash for the French rider. Back out at the front, Bujosa opened up a gap over Carlos Cano, while the battle for third position seemed to be between Alex Longarella, Travis Borg and Kiandra Ramadipa. As the race progressed, Bujosa's advantage continued to grow. Cano and Longarella then were in a battle for second position. Longarella making a move up the inside to lead Cano for the first time in the race. However, it didn't take long for Cano to strike back as the duo began to up the pace and close the gap to Bujosa up front. However, disaster struck then for Carlos Cano. Riding in second position, he crashes out after losing the rear of his 72 Artbox machine. That opened the door for Kiandra Ramadipa and Travis Borg in a battle for P3. Borg had the advantage over the Indonesian rider, and it looked like he would take it. Ramadipa, of course, fighting back, but Borg once again moving ahead of the Indonesian, the number 32. Out front, Bujosa cruised to his maiden European Talent Cup victory. Alex Longarella took his first podium in the class, while a late high side for Travis Borg at the final corner cost him his first podium and handed a first to Kiandra Ramadipa. But the day belongs to the number 69 of AC Racing Team, Fernando Bujosa. So your opening podium for 2025 in the European Talent Cup. We'll see Kiandra Ramadipa come out first. P3 for the Indonesian rider. Alex Longarella second for the first time in his European Talent Cup career. And on the top step of the rostrum for the very first time in the ETC, Fernando Bujosa. Mr. Jean-Marc Desnou, CCR Bureau member of the FIM, handing out prizes for race 1 here in the European Talent Cup, a day that none of these guys will ever forget.
Ao segundo, Alex Longarella. E ao vencedor, Fernando Bujosa.
Celebrations then in full flow on the podium and in Parc Ferme as a young Spaniard, Bujosa, takes his maiden win. And now the Spanish national anthem.
E vamos agora para a cerimónia de gasosa.
A lovely rendition then of La Marcha Real in honor of Fernando Bujosa, who takes his first win in the class. It's far from over though for the European Talent Cup today, with race 2 coming later in the afternoon as we get the celebrations in flow on the podium, Connor.
Yeah, it was a really emotional moment down in Parc Ferme for Fernando Bujosa. We'll see the standings very shortly after what was such a fantastic race. I mean, I enjoyed that one from start to finish, as I'm sure every single person watching did. 3 very worthy riders standing on that podium. Here then we do have the standings. Fernando Bujosa for the AC Racing team with that first win. He's followed by Alex Longarella in P2 and Kiandra Ramadipa in P3. After them, it's Alvaro Lucas, Travis Borg, Eduardo Gutierrez, Ethan Rodriguez, Finn Krachokwil, and Matthias Tamburini in P9. They're followed by Christian Borelli, Kerman Tinez, Yaroslav Karpushin, Julian Van Krugten, Gonzalo Perez, Evan Boxberger, Keanu Vayer, and Matteo Gambarini. After them, Afonso Almeida, Nikola Miroslavov, Alfonso Dakigan, Alberto Enriquez, and Mateo Marolanda. Cano, Remy Georges San Juan, and Mikey Lou Sanchez, all out. As well as Gianata Babagalo, Matthias Rostagni, David Acosta, Antoine Nativi, and Julius Frelsen. Well, we're seeing the championship standings in no time at all. But they're going to be very similar, of course, to what we've just seen, because we've only had one race so far in 2025, and what a race it was. Drama from start to finish, from that very first corner on the first lap. Absolutely sensational from Fernando Bujosa. Once we have the standings, we'll be giving them to you. But what a race, Chris. I mean, for me, this was one of the most fantastic ways to start a season in the European Talent Cup that I could possibly imagine.
Yeah, absolutely stunning way to start the season, and race one belongs